What's up? Crypto gets his first win. He's cutting into the 5-game lead I had. And we're going to do our pick'ems right after this.
New seasons, new gear. Show the world what it means to be a fan in 100% authentic gear. Fanatics. Officially licensed everything.
Get ready to dive into a new world of online shopping with the Fins Tailgate. Whether you're a die-hard sports fan or just looking for the latest fashion trends, we've got you covered. With a wide variety of products from your favorite sports teams to stylish accessories and home decor, we're your one-stop shop for all things tailgate. Our easy-to-use website and hassle-free checkout process make shopping with us a breeze. Plus, with frequent sales and discounts, you won't want to shop anywhere else. So come on in and join the party at the Fins Tailgate, your new go-to destination for all things tailgate.
Backrooms Collections, fine art for your fine art for your workplace, place of business. Visors for your mini helmets. Hey, artwork can be hung anywhere with the wall, anywhere that you want to be. Show your Fins pride. Use the hashtag TFTG for 10% off your first purchase. And Dubby energy drink. Obviously, it's 3:00 in the morning. And you have insomnia, and you need some energy for the morning. Try a little Dubby energy drink. All smash, no crash, it's natural energy. We got caffeine, great products, Calio cream. I will be doing the fruit punch coming soon. And, of course, we got the lineup. El Capitan is going to be breaking down film soon. Ali and Color are doing Top of the Tailgate. Myself, Lewis, and Crypto are doing drive times and smoke lounges. Don't forget TMI Tuesday. And our special guest for the evening, Mr. KP Fantasy Football Sports, where Crypto got his first win. Damn, it's a first win for you all across the board, your fantasy and in the pick'em. Damn, now you just on a roll, bro. So what's up, Crypto?
Yeah. I know, man. That's the winning streak and the dominance has just begun.
Oh man, you're cutting it right now. Right now, I'm sitting. You're 36 and 26.
36,
and I'm 40 and 22. I'm 20 and I'm 40 and 22. Only a 4-game lead divides separates us.
Hey,
what's up,
Shake
KP?
Money,
How you doing?
That was a courtesy 4-game lead I allowed you to have, Shake Money.
I appreciate that.
Still trying to get over all this crypto winning, man. It's freaking driving me insane, man. This dude. Come on, man.
Tell me about
it. I know, KP. It's Christmas. Well, it's an early Christmas.
It's a crypto Christmas, huh?
Well, if you're watching this at 3 a.m, I can't believe it, man.
You guys are coming in at 3 a.m, getting all the tips.
Cheese on bread.
Hey, you guys ever had that Australian, those Australian bites? It's real good, Shake Money, with wine, with a red wine.
Really?
You
What's it
should
called?
you should. It's called Australian Bites.
Was
Damn,
it
I
made
never
out
heard
of
of that one.
It's
kangaroo
kind
meat?
of like made. It's kind of made like a granola. You
Uh,
know,
Where can you
Never
buy
heard
it
of
at?
it.
you can get them at like one of those natural food stores, or you can get them some grocery. Most supermarkets and grocery stores, you can get it now.
Mm. So obviously we lost to the Bills, whatever it is, and we're whatever.
Right.
I think the biggest shock was the Patriots and Cowboys. I was not expecting that, man. I thought the Patriots would at least put up a better product on the field, man.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Huge disappointment. I mean, we had the Cardinals stand up to the Cowboys
The
last week,
Cardinals, right?
right? So
Yep.
I definitely expected the Patriots to, show, that weakness in the Cowboys, but the Cowboys just re-entrenched themselves as a really strong defense in that game. So,
And the Lions, how about them Lions, man? I'm telling you, the Lions, they were kicking ass and taking names that
Right.
Thursday night. I thought it was,
Yeah, that was
I saw. Look, at the end of the day, look, I say this all the time. There's two players that the Tua. I mean, look, I'm a Tua fan, but not the two. The two diehard Tua fans, whatever, are looking at in the NFC North. One, Brian Flores. They're hoping that he doesn't succeed, and another person that I'm sure they're not hope they're hoping that falls off is Jordan Love, so they could say, hey, look, see the guy, that's the guy he wanted. Because if he succeeds and Jordan Love balls out, supposedly that's the guy Brian Flores wanted. So yeah, they don't want him to succeed. I can tell you that.
spot on, Shake Money. They want him to fall off a cliff. They're quietly rooting against him, so they can say,
well,
"Yep, I told you so."
Pretty much.
bump them. 2-on is apparently just a regional thing. When it comes to, South Florida, their opinion doesn't really move anything when it comes to the national scales of who's good and who's not. So it is what it is, man.
Hey, listen, at the end of the day, look, if Green Bay was so comfortable getting rid of Aaron Rodgers, I think it was for a reason. They saw Jordan Love and like, hey, look, we're working with something. And I think he's is he a world beater? No, but considering that this is his first year starting, he's doing a decent job.
Yeah, I mean, he's had some low points this season, but he looks like he has the goods, man. Great athlete,
Yeah, he's got
big
control
athlete,
of that offense.
and he's got a really good arm, man. Seems very accurate. I know he had some issues against who they played that beat them, but
the Lions.
Yeah, was it the Lions? Yeah, but but I don't know. I think he's going to grow into that position and do well, and then Minnesota really has had just terrible defense all year. But I actually watched one of their games, and I think Flores' schemes are fine. I think they just have some personnel issues over in Minnesota right now. They got an aged front seven, and they need to totally retool that defense.
Yeah, they do.
I don't think it's on Flores right now at all.
Well, again, one thing that Boyer did say in a press conference a couple of years ago, he says we don't play for perfection in September. We save that for November and December.
Yep.
And the case could be made here as well. You know what I mean? With Fangio.
Exactly. Well, that's the kind of progress I'm looking for with Fangio and this defense going forward.
Yeah.
And you tend to see the better franchises and teams, they don't necessarily get off to the hot start, right? They may have a 2-2, first quarter, but by the end of the season, they're kicking ass and taking numbers.
12 wins already, yeah.
Cincinnati,
good example of that.
Mm-hmm.
Pittsburgh has made the last 20 years, New England even in some cases. So
So anyway, we got let's kick off. Let's get to the meat and potatoes, the brass tacks, if you will. The Thursday night game, the Bears at the Washington Commanders. Bears are 0-4, looking for their first win, and Commanders are, believe it or not, only given a 60% chance to win this game. Sam Howell is doing pretty well for himself for 961 yards, 4 touchdowns, but 5 interceptions. Justin Fields is 861 with 7 and 5. I mean, Crypto, being that you won, you get to pick first, and then KP if you want to, and then me, then KP.
I'll kick
then
things off.
Mhm.
I'll kick things off and say I'm going to go with the Commanders to give the slight edge to the Commanders in this one. Bears don't know how to hold the lead. I was about to pick the Bears. I was so ready to pick them.
Yeah.
But I'm going to have to wait till next week to give them their first win.
As a matter of fact,
and those are not playing the Vikings or Packers.
As a matter of fact, I had a buddy of mine who's a Dolphin and Gators fan. But you know what's funny is he's a Bears fan, right? And he was saying that the freaking not Bears, Cubs, the Cubs fan.
Okay, Cubs. Okay.
Yeah, same animal, different timeline. But anyway,
right.
He was saying that the last 7 games they blew 8-inning leagues. They were blowing leads to the, you know what I'm saying? So he says so it's like, and we're making that Seinfeld. I remember that episode of Seinfeld where there was a episode where it goes, listen, you can make the reservation. It's keeping the reservation is the problem. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's kind of the same thing. You could get the lead, but you know, it's keeping the lead that's important. Anybody could get the lead. It's keeping the lead. Can you keep the lead? And
correct.
I mean, and look who they put up those points against. I mean, it was that same Denver team, right? That we put up 70 on.
70?
So you know, it's not.
So yeah.
So it might be a bit of a mirage, that Chicago offensive explosion that still wasn't good enough, you know. So like Crypto, I got to go to Washington here, you know.
All right, cool.
Tough team. Probably won't make the playoffs, but you know, they've had a tough defense for years. And then Sam Howell, I think, is giving them a spark in the passing game. So I think they'll win this one.
And you know, and one of the reasons I'm kind of rooting for Washington is because of Bieniemy. This is the first time Bieniemy is going to be is under out of shut up. The dog agrees. He is also picking Commanders, but this is the first time that Bieniemy is under Andy Reid's out of Andy Reid's shadow.
That's true.
And he's taking command of that offense because let's face it, Riverboat Ron is a defensive guy through and through.
Right. Yep. Bieniemy. Yep.
So it's unanimous. All three of us got Washington.
Yeah. All right. You know we're skipping the best game for last. So it's gonna be, of course, the Dolphins and Giants. So that's we always skip that.
Right.
All right. Now let's go down to the UK for some fish and chips and crumpets and tea. We have the defensive Josh Allen taking on the offensive Josh Allen, which, in my opinion, Jaguars have the best Josh Allen. But that's just me. And the Bills are given a 79% chance to win this game. And I mean, you look at Josh Allen; he's got 1,000 yards, 9 touchdowns, 4 TDs. Stephon Diggs is 399 with 4 TDs, and of course, most of that came from us, bastard.
Right, most of it came from us. That's crazy. 70% of his offense came from us, right? Damn.
So, you went first. I'm gonna have to go. Unfortunately, you know what? Fuck it. I'm not being a bitter person, but I'm gonna have to go for. I'm saying Jacksonville.
Oh,
Ooh. Alrighty. Right out of the gate. Alrighty.
you know what, Shake? I was leaning that way, given
I
the
was.
the physicality that we saw from that Jacksonville team in the preseason. I think they're the kind of team that can show a lot better than what we showed against that Buffalo team this past weekend. In other words, they're not going to get pushed around by the offensive defensive line as easily as it seemed we were this past weekend. So I think they would have the goods to touch the big baby Josh Allen and put him on his back where we could. But man, I was sadly impressed by what I saw from that Buffalo team last weekend. I think that they showed a newfound dedication to physicality on their O-line play. And they look a lot tougher on defense down the middle as well. So right now, I hate to say it, but I got to go with Buffalo here. I think they've repackaged themselves into a formidable physical unit. Josh Allen, I think, may have even stepped his game up a bit based on how they handled us last weekend. So I got to give it to Buffalo.
All right.
Yeah.
And Crypto, who we got? Same Bills.
Yeah, I would say the same thing. They getting back into regular season form. They real good when it comes to stuff like this. When it comes to regular season performances, and then they crap the bed in the playoffs. I think it continues here, but however, which is not a shocker, I'm also predicting that the Bills will get swept by the Jets this year, even though they'll beat Jacksonville. But they'll beat Jacksonville.
Well, here's my thinking. Okay, look, the travel is one thing. Number one is the travel, and number two, you got to remember.
Okay, I got you.
You got to remember, Jacksonville has been there a week already. They were there last week and they stayed there already. So they're kind of adjusted themselves to that time.
Even though they'll make the Bills the home team. Funny that how they do that.
Yeah.
The Bills are technically the home team this time around, even though Jacksonville was the home team last week. But in the same building, which is crazy.
Yeah, and I don't know if there's Bills fans in UK. There could be some Bills fans in UK, but
could be.
I think there's a lot of Jaguars fans because
it's more
the Jaguars ties to their soccer team. Their owner Khan.
Yeah, the owner Khan has major interest over there in England.
Yeah,
with their Premier League soccer franchise. I think it's which one does he own? Is it Liverpool or
something?
I don't remember the name of the franchise that he has, owning interest in. But they're the even though they're their away team, they're the ones who are going to be bringing out Central C and DEE for their halftime entertainment. Those are UK grime artists, by the way, drill artists.
Right. Correct.
And so I think they're the ones at home. So I don't know. I still got to roll with the Bills, though. I think the Bills are reshaped into a formidable.
Gonna be a close one, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
say they get the revenge. Bills beat them 9-6.
Same score.
Same score.
Hey, is the game worth waking up for to watch, though? Are you guys going to wake up early and watch it at 9? Was it 9 a.m. kickoff or something like that?
Yeah, no, actually 9 a.m. I'm gonna be at Hard Rock.
Ah, right.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I'm thinking I'm gonna be there too. I'm gonna be at the tailgate at Hard Rock at 9 o'clock.
Oh, you got okay. If you guys show up, I'll probably show up too for the tailgate. Probably not gonna go inside, but I'll go to the tailgate for sure.
Thanks to Batman, I got a ticket. So
and I did change the room. It's a double shake.
Okay, cool.
They was able to change it for me. It was originally King. It's a double now. So
okay, I'll come. I'll definitely come Saturday night to Miami. We'll hang out.
Okay.
All right, that's what's up. Hey, we have the Titans and the Colts. I went last. KP, go ahead. I'll let you
interesting game here. Interesting game. I know the Colts got Anthony Richardson back last week, and then this week they're getting back our guy Jonathan Taylor, right?
Right.
So they've been surprisingly tough. and surprisingly good, whereas Tennessee's been, shockingly mediocre and sorry. So I'm going to go with the team with the momentum here, and I'm going to ride with the Indianapolis, continuing their momentum this season, taking out an old, decrepit Tennessee team. So
I tell you what,
they almost did beat up on the Bengals.
They almost came. They almost. Who's not beating up on the Bengals these days? But they hung with the Rams. They hung tough. They hung tough with the Rams, so which was shocking. I thought, you know what I'm saying?
That Indianapolis team is a physical team, man. On their O line and their whole defensive approach, they will smack you in the mouth, And then Anthony Richardson's ultimate athleticism with that size, he defense has got to handle that guy. You got a Jonathan Taylor into that mix, and they're quite a scary squad.
Anthony Richardson never had any accuracy issues when he threw the ball. He threw nice, perfect precision passes. If he needs to, his problem was his touch. If he could perfect his touch and his passing, he is going to be a formidable quarterback to fuck with.
Yeah,
right. He definitely will. I agree with that. I've always liked his skill set. I call him Lamar Jackson 2.0. With that, he'll get his second victory as a starter.
Yeah, but he's bigger and stronger than Lamar, though. That's the thing. The bigger version.
Right. Lamar 2.0 gets the victory.
I tell you what, man, he looks like when he talks, he's like a nerd. You know what I'm saying? He's like real.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
saying? Cerebral. I use that
bright
term.
Kid, very bright kid.
He's a cerebral guy.
Yeah, man. I guess it's gonna be unanimous. All three of us say the Colts.
Yes.
I'm rolling with the Colts this week.
Yep.
By the way, let me see. I want to see what the percentage is right now. The Titans are picked 55%. Are favored by 55.6%. Anthony Richardson has thrown for 479 yards, 3 touchdowns, and an interception. Look at that. He only came back. He already overthrew Minshew in yards.
Yeah, already, huh? 3-1 interception to touchdown ratio.
Yeah, with almost 500 passing yards.
That's not bad for the sample size.
Oh.
I bet you Hopkins is like, damn, I regret coming to this motherfucking team.
Right.
What the hell? He probably like.
I don't know what he expected with Tannehill. Tannehill has never been like a high volume, type of quarterback. You know what I'm saying? And with Derrick Henry there, they were always going to be run
Henry's
first
season. I mean, his first season with Henry.
And what's really funny is they got rid of AJ Brown for a receiver that was projected to be AJ Brown and has yet to live to that potential.
Yeah,
I forgot his name.
Yeah.
All right,
man, Tannehill, man, he throws a beautiful ball,
London.
arms straight.
London, that's Atlanta.
He's even athletic, but man, to this day, he cannot sense a pass rush or get out of its way to save his life.
Thinking of Treylon Burks.
Yeah.
He caught a 70-something yard pass, though.
If you put a quarterback if you put Gardner Minshew on Tennessee, man, I think that whole offense would just explode, man. Because they got talent on the outside. I just think it's been underutilized. Treylon Burks, like you named, all those guys, man. They got some studs outside, man. Westbrook, just underutilized.
I just hope he doesn't have a blow-up day by the time we play him on Monday night. I'm going to be real upset.
Yeah.
Now, you know what he did to us before when we matched up against him? He had that one big game.
Yeah.
And like I said, I predicted this in the beginning of the season. Tannehill will be benched by the time he plays the Dolphins. I think we're going to play either the quarterback they drafted or the other guy.
Malik Willis?
Yeah.
Or Will Levis?
Yeah. The mayonnaise in his coffee guy.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
All right.
Terrible.
We have the Battle of the South and North. We have New Orleans Saints making a trip to Foxborough. The 2-2 Saints take on the 1-3. Damn, I've always wanted to say that 1-3 Patriots. Mac Jones has 898 yards, 5 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. Look, look, a lot of people talk shit about saying trade Mac Jones, but dude, you know you're in trouble as a quarterback when Hunter Henry is your leading receiver with 176 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah. Wow.
Because usually they put your leading receiver here. They put your leading passer, your leading running back, and your leading wide receiver. And your leading wide receiver has 176 yards with 2 touchdowns. That's crazy.
Underperformance on the outside of that team. So, it is what it is.
I'll say, Crypto, go ahead.
I think this is leaning towards my upset special of the week. I know the Patriots got destroyed against the Cowboys. They are playing at home.
And they're given a 53% chance to win, so it's not really that much of an upset.
An upset, right. So I think they'll bounce back and get their second win. These are the type of games Belichick steals from opponents.
And it's in Foxborough.
More like a Belichicking thing. They'll steal this game from them. They'll get a bunch of turnovers. And they'll keep it close. More like a 21-17 game.
We need to go back to our winning ways and film their sidelines.
Right.
I got the Pats as well. How about you? What say you, KP?
Yeah, I'm rolling with the Patriots here. I think the Patriots were a little embarrassed last week. Mac Jones, I'm looking for. Not that I think he's anything great, but I think he's going to have a nice rebound game here to prove his worth. And he'll lead the Patriots to victory this weekend.
All right, that's what's up, man. And we have a divisional rivalry game. The two teams that really hate each other in the North. Ravens at Steelers. Steelers were thoroughly embarrassed. Another team that was thoroughly embarrassed by the Texans, no doubt.
Right. That was my surprise team at the beginning of the season to be the team that make the playoffs. It's always a new team that makes the playoffs. I said that would be this year's Texans. They'll upset everybody in the division and be the lone representative.
71 shot. Yeah, Ravens are given a 71% chance to win this game. Kenny Pickett with 4 touchdowns and 4 interceptions. Lamar Jackson is 4 touchdowns with 1 interception. He's also their leading rusher with 220 yards and 4 touchdowns. So, I'm gonna say, go ahead.
Is Kenny Pickett even gonna play? I thought he was knocked out, and Trubisky was gonna get the start.
Really,
I didn't know that.
I neither.
I wasn't sure on that. It's a game time decision, right?
Yeah, if that's the case, then I'm gonna have to say Baltimore, man. I don't think the Steelers. As much as I love the Steelers because of my homeboy, I have special ties to the Steelers.
Right.
Because of some people, some close people that are no longer with me are Steelers fans. So,
right.
But unfortunately, I'm gonna have to go with the Ravens. I'm not, I can't, it is. I can't let you catch up to me, Crypto. Well, who you got?
Oh man, you're still in my picks, man. I might have to pick this Ravens too, man. I was like, should I go Steelers just to get another game on you? Nah, this is not gonna be the game. I'll say Ravens. They bounce back.
Yeah, I think normally I would look for the Pittsburgh Steelers to start turning things around this time of year. Get their second win, third win, but I don't know. This Pittsburgh Steelers team looks historically weak. Their quarterback's getting blown up. Kenny Pickett. And then they're not doing much in the running game, which has been the signature of Pittsburgh's good teams in the past. That guy Najee Harris has been running in the mud, going nowhere. So I don't see how they can be one of the best teams in the AFC this season, which has been Baltimore. Got to roll with Baltimore.
All right. Yeah. And then we go from the north, and we went from a North AFC North showdown to now a Southern showdown, NFC North and NFC South showdown. We got the Texans taking on the Falcons, both 2-2, and Falcons are given a 52% chance to win this game. I think. Look.
Oh. Are they at home, Shake Money?
Yeah. No, they're at Atlanta.
Right.
So look, at the end of the day, I think really Atlanta should be 1-2. They were robbed. That me and Crypto watched that game, and they were robbed. They robbed without a mask, the Green Bay Packers. So
correct.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, Stroud is doing amazing things. Look. I'm gonna read these. Stroud is 94 for 151, 1,212 yards, 6 touchdowns, no interceptions. So he's being very careful with the ball.
Yeah, his efficiency numbers as a rookie quarterback, I think, are outstanding. In fact, I think he has the best efficiency numbers from a rookie quarterback in the history of the league through their first 4 games. I think I was looking at a stat about C.J. Stroud. So yeah, I mean he's made Nico Collins a fantasy relevant wide receiver. You know what I'm saying? So he's doing a damn job over there. And then you got the young D'Amico Ryans firing up that defense.
And you know what's crazy? He's doing the Deshaun Watson type numbers,
stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, true. I didn't see it. I didn't predict that on CJ Stroud by a long shot, but he's been impressive. He's been impressive as a rookie.
He's doing good.
And so I got to roll with Houston.
This is a good
here.
rookie class.
Yeah,
I'm with you, KP.
Yeah, man. So
this
KP, I'll let you pick.
To be a good rookie class.
I'll let you pick out the. I'll let you pick this time around. Who you got?
What the Houston game?
Yeah, Houston. Atlanta.
Yeah, Houston. I'm going with Houston. Kyle Pitts. Anybody seen him? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Atlanta still has no passing game, so Desmond Ridder has failed where C.J. Stroud has succeeded. So I got to roll with Houston in this game.
We're gonna do an MC Hammer. Have you seen him? Tell me, have you seen him? Who you got? Crypto.
I got Houston in this one.
Yeah, I guess we're all on the same page because, like I said,
to win number 3.
I don't believe in Atlanta. I think Atlanta.
Right. They was real reluctant last couple of weeks. I mean, the week before.
Yeah, there's been no major Bijan Robinson breakthrough. I mean, the hype with him going into the draft was, he was going to be a runaway success right away. And so far, there's been no Bijan mustard anywhere on any hot dogs.
Not at all. Right.
There we go, man. All right, we got a battle of the cats. The cats. We got some cats fighting. We got the Lions and the Panthers. We have Jared Goff with an impressive 6 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, 1,000 yards, over 1,000 yards, taking on Bryce Young, another Alabama quarterback, which we're going to be taking on the week after. Lions are given a 77% chance to win this game. Yeah, man, the Lions have been on fire, man. I tell you what, man, people left Jared Goff for dead. You know, you talk about a guy who went to a Super Bowl run. Unfortunately, Belichick stifled his offense in the Super Bowl. Hasn't been the same since. And then he found new life with Dan Campbell, which I think he should have been the head coach instead of Adam Gase. But I'm never going to stop bringing that up, by the way.
Exactly.
So if somebody asks me how many times you got to bring that up, every time I bring up Dan Campbell's name, that's how many times. So with that being said, crypto.
Tell them, Shake Money.
Crypto. With that being said, go ahead.
I'm gonna go with I'll go with the Lions on this one. I'm gonna check with the Lions to continue its winning ways and keep putting pressure on the division. I think the Lions pull it out.
Yeah, I think look, people don't realize this. I know there's a lot of people. Who's the next hotshot quarterback coming out next year that everybody wants from I think USC or something like that, or UCLA?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Willis. Oh, not Willis.
What you talking about, Willis?
What's his name? Yeah, the USC kid.
Yeah.
Why was it forgetting me? Slipping my tongue.
Yeah, but you got to remember, there's teams that with good quarterbacks also having to lose because remember the Marvin Harrison Jr. sweepstakes is also a real thing too.
That's
so
also real.
So you can imagine, dude. Can you imagine the Jets? Let's say, for instance, get their hands on Marvin Harrison Jr. next year, and with if Aaron Rodgers comes back healthy, he's gonna have a good young receiving core.
If they wind up with the third pick or the second pick, you know that's who they gonna get.
Yeah.
It'll be him and Wilson. Oh my Lord, yeah. They're gonna be tough to deal with Marvin Harrison in that fold.
Who knows? Maybe the Patriots are doing the same thing.
Trying to do the same thing, yeah. Right. Because he'll elevate at least the number from a number standpoint. Your numbers are gonna be good. All you gotta do is get it to him in space and he'll take care of the rest.
Are you gonna make this unanimous, KP, with the Lions, or are you taking the Panthers?
Well, listen,
I
think the Panthers turn into a much more dangerous team right now if Andy Dalton is their starting quarterback. I definitely don't see Bryce Young's ability to push the ball downfield right now, and I think that's squeezing his offense and any chance of his team to threaten any opposing defense. So I got to go with the Lions, who've been hot, who've been dangerous, who've scored on everybody thus far. Lions are a very good team. They're a good team. I wouldn't call them a great team, upper tier, but I would put them in the good category right now. So
they're trending in the right direction.
Yeah, I'll put them in the top 10 of the teams in the NFL right now, but more like in the 8, 9, or 10 spot, than 5, 6, or 7 or something.
And the way the cars land, the stars aligned. This is Tua is going to be playing all the Alabama quarterbacks during the NFL: Mac Jones, Jalen Hurts, and Bryce Young.
Right. Okay. He will. Yep. If the stars align. Yep.
The stars have aligned because they're NFC team, so they normally not gonna play every year. But this is the year where Tua gets to play all former
Alabama quarterbacks. Right. That's true.
So
that's crazy.
He's 1-0. We got
1-0 so far.
Yeah. He's gonna be 2-0 against Carolina. So it's gonna. I tell you what, man, that is gonna be a great storyline, man. The quarterback that Tua is going to replace the quarterback that he replaced. He replaced the following year because I know the whole national championship they needed a change of pace, but at the end of the day, when the year started, that starting job was Tua's. So, and then he had, of course, ultimately transferred to Oklahoma, which I think was a good good thing for Jalen because he got to learn.
Kept his development. Yeah.
Yeah, he learned under a good coach before he left because Lincoln Riley, prior to leaving Oklahoma, was a hell of a offensive guru. Remember, he got Baker Mayfield and Kyler Murray drafted back to back #1 overall.
Hey, what is the status of Kyler Murray going forward? I know he was recovering from a knee, but he's not ready to come back yet, is he?
No, I don't think so.
No.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything about him coming back anytime soon.
A few more weeks, yeah.
And speaking of which, that's a great segue, KP, because the battle of the surprise teams, because I think even though they're both 1-3, I think Arizona's playing a lot better than the record, and shockingly, Bengals aren't playing up to expectations. They're playing way below expectations. You know what I mean? They're playing like a 1-3 team, and in my opinion, Arizona isn't really playing like a 1-3 team. I think they're playing better than what the record's showing because a lot of the games were a lot closer. You know?
Yeah, absolutely. Joshua Dobbs has been a revelation. He's taken that job on the shortest of notice, and he looks really good. He looks like the real deal out there. I know they kind of lost that game that they had a big lead in against. Who did they play? But
Giants.
still, well, yeah, the Giants came back on them and beat them. So, I'm looking for Arizona to continue their success here against the disappointing results. What's the matchup again? It's Arizona versus...
it's Cincinnati at the Cardinals.
Right. Yeah. And Cincinnati has just been dreadful this season. With Burrow forcing it to chase to get anything going, Mixon's going nowhere. Yeah, I picked the Cardinals here in what may be a little bit of a shocker. I would not have picked this at the beginning of the season. I would have definitely picked Cincinnati in this game. But the way things are going, I'm going to ride with Arizona.
And surprisingly, they're given a 64% chance to win this game by ESPN. Crypto, what say you?
It's a home game for Arizona too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Crypto, what say you?
Wow. Man, the things have turned. I think this week will be the week of Cincinnati's turnaround. I think
you know what?
Cincy pulls it off.
Yeah. I can't really turn my back on the Bengals just yet.
Yeah, it's right at that crust, bro.
It's hard to root against Joe Burrow, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's been hurt and banged up, but I think they got just enough talent to get by. But Chase is starting to find his groove, so I'll go with the Bengals in this one.
I agree with both of you, but I'm voting here with my heart. I want to see that guy Joshua Dobbs do well.
Okay.
Was space engineer. He's an aerospace engineer. Been kicked around the league several times.
Steelers drafted him. Steelers drafted him because here's the thing.
No, they did.
I remember for a long time, the Florida Gators had a long winning streak on Tennessee. He was the one who put an end to that. Winning streak.
Yeah,
so I know Dobbs. I know Dobbs very well. I will never forget Judge Dobbs what he did to us. So, I mean, Dobbs was phenomenal that year.
Absolutely, yeah.
So, oh man.
Yep.
So, like Pete says, I never forget. I'll never forget that. Never forget
that.
No.
Listen to me carefully.
Never forget.
Never forget.
And we go. We got the undefeated Eagles taking on the 2-2 Rams in Los Angeles.
That was almost a Super Bowl a couple of years ago, wasn't it?
Well, wasn't it NFC Championship?
Not a Super Bowl. No,
NFC Championship.
Yeah, NFC Championship.
Eagles are given 55% chance to win this game.
And they traveling this week?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well, Matthew Stafford is thrown for 1,200 yards, but he has three touchdowns and 5 interceptions. of the running game. Look, I think this is where because I don't think we're gonna take on undefeated Eagles. I'm gonna say Rams for this one. This is where they get their first loss. And unfortunately,
first loss on this one.
yeah, and
Oh,
then they're gonna take it
I'm
out
gonna
on
say
us
they
2 weeks
first
from now.
loss of. Oh, they. Oh, okay. So you're saying they drop here and then wait to play us to take it out of us?
Yeah, pretty much.
That's interesting.
Then they're gonna go back on their winning ways. But yeah, I
Go
could
back
see
on
the
their winning
Eagles.
streak. I see
Yeah,
what you're saying. Ooh,
yeah.
I wanted to pick them to get a division loss as a first loss, and that was going to be against the Cowgirls. But I'm gonna pick the Eagles in this one.
Okay.
Yeah. Again, it's another one where my mind and
think
my
they-
heart are kind of divided. My mind tells me Eagles, but then I've watched the Eagles play a couple times this year, and they really
Division
haven't
opponents
blown.
give them hell.
Yeah, they weren't really
that-
impressive wins.
Yeah, they haven't had that impressive win, and it hurts. While orchestrating
It's
those
not yet.
victories,
It's coming.
he-
Wait till they
he's
play the
still
Giants.
he's still kind of sketchy with his accuracy. But the dual threat, and then Swift's. No, I've never seen a running back run through bigger holes than what Swift has had this year with that RPO. I mean, he's running through monster gash goals all season long. So I want to go Philadelphia here, and I think I'm going to go Philadelphia. But I do see a pathway for the upset to occur in this game. I think Aaron Donald, might be able to go off and put up some numbers here, sacking Hurts a couple times. I wouldn't be surprised if the Rams pull it off, but I'm going to pick Eagles.
All right.
I'm gonna even go out on a further limb due to the fact that they did struggle against the division team that beat them, gave them their first loss. They was really tested, and I think that was their wake up call.
Right.
This is the week they're going to get their big, massive win.
Okay.
Yeah, they're fine-tuned and ready. We'll see.
I think the Commanders gave them a scare,
Mm-hmm.
just enough where they're going to be on the A game this week.
All right.
I think their big win comes here.
We got Kansas City Chiefs taking on the Minnesota Vikings. Do we really need to talk about this one?
Shootout.
That could be a shootout. Yeah, I'll tell you what. Whoever has Kirk Cousins in their fantasy, I'll tell you what, you're gonna get some points here.
Uh-oh.
But I'm going with Chiefs. What about you?
Okay.
You got Vikings?
Oh my! This is a road game for the Chiefs.
Yep.
Tell me what the stage is set.
It's in Minnesota. 4:00, 4:25, CBS.
Oh, 4:25. Damn it! I was primed to pick the Vikings. That time threw me off. Shake Money. It's too close to being dark at that time. I want to go with the Chiefs.
I guess we're making this unanimous.
Yeah, look, Minnesota hasn't been able to stop anybody all year. They've been in a shootout with everybody. And that's Patrick Mahomes on the other side.
But I would not be surprised if they win, though, because they do got offense, just enough offense to win.
Oh, yeah, Justin Jefferson will have 150 yards and 10 catches. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
That's almost as regular as it'll rain in Miami. You know what I'm saying? It's going to happen. But you got Super Bowl pedigree on the other side there. Chiefs always tend to do exactly what they need to do in order to win. And I don't see that being any different this week. Just the numbers might be bigger.
All right. Sunday night game. We have a NFC Classic. And what I mean by NFC Classic, back in the 90s when we all grew up in the 90s, let's face it. We were growing up. The biggest NFC showdown was the Cowboys versus the 49ers. And this time, we got an undefeated 49ers taking on a 3-1 Cowboys coming off their big win. KP, I'll let you take the honors on this one.
All right. Well, I called this game last year, and I know this was the game that Purdy got knocked out, right? By Dallas, ruining their playoff push. With Purdy, who knows how far that San Francisco
I
team?
think that was the Eagles. I think
Oh,
that
was
was
it
the Eagles
Eagles?
that knocked them out. Yeah.
Oh, okay, all right. Well, my bad. Rewind that. Rewind. Edit that out, please, Shake. But no, man, I really like where the 49ers are right now. It's hard to pick against the machine that they got going. Purdy, I think, had one incompletion last week. It was 23 or 24. All engines go. It's smooth sailing. I got
that is
49ers.
insane.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. And right now, look, 908 yards for Dak, 4 touchdowns, 1 interception. Brock Purdy, 1,019 for 5 touchdowns, no interception. Brock Purdy has been taking care of the football. And you know what? So is Dak Prescott.
That's
We're
true.
in week
Actually,
we're in week 5.
Dak actually have. Yeah.
He's only thrown 1
Not a lot of
interception. That's pretty
turnovers.
impressive.
Right.
Yep.
Both of them have.
He's letting that defense do their work. So you say the Cowboys, you said, or 49ers?
I got 49ers.
Yeah, I do too, because you know what? Usually when the Cowboys have a big game, they shit the bed for the next game for some reason. But go ahead, Crypto.
Oh man, I'll tell you what. I know that they play each other. When they played each other, Dallas had some key mistakes that lost control of that game in that playoff matchup and that I'm gonna say Dallas get revenge and pull off the upset, leaving no teams undefeated except the Eagles. I know this is a dangerous limb I'm going on, but I somehow think that they'll have just enough red zone offense to get it done.
No, that's not a bad choice, Crypto. I mean, Dallas does have what it takes to interrupt that machine. I mean, if Micah Parsons and that defense go off, they can really make
He could force Purdy into mistakes.
Yeah,
to throw off his timing.
Hey man, you got listen. Here's the
Parsons unblockable.
Here's the part that you that you got to remember, and I'm thinking about this, and you never forget that. You're looking at
me carefully.
remember it's gonna be I like coaching matchups, right? You got Kyle Shanahan taking on Dan Quinn. Now Dan Quinn was the head coach of the Atlanta Falcons, who gave Kyle Shanahan his first offensive coordinator job. So there is familiarity and history there between these two matchups.
Yeah.
So that's gonna make a very thinking about it. That's gonna make a really interesting dynamic. So I guess whoever made this the Sunday night game, I think probably added that into that equation. Like, wow, you got student teacher, almost. You know what I mean?
Yoda versus Luke Skywalker,
huh? And so Dan Quinn has really turned that defense around as well.
Yeah, he did.
And Monday night, we got the Green Bay Packers taking on the Raiders. Crypto. Okay, I'll let you get this one, Crypto. And then I'll pick the last game. So who do you got?
I will say this. Last week was Christian Watkins' first game back for Love, so the chemistry was a little off. I think now that he's got his top receiver back for the second week, I think they have a bounce back and they beat the Raiders. They'll beat the Raiders. Now that he's in his second week back, I think they bounce. This is a bounce back week for him. They doing it so they can keep it within striking distance of the Lions.
Hold on 1 second. Okay, cool. Because you got to give me about in about 5 minutes. I got to pick up my. She's just down the street because she doesn't. It's too late. She doesn't want to walk at night, so I got to pick up my sister-in-law.
Okay.
I'm gonna pause it after this, and then we'll resume. But no, after the Raiders game, we'll talk about the Dolphins.
Okay.
But Raiders, what say you, KP?
Yeah. I don't know why the Raiders suck so much. It must be that guy Josh McDaniel as head coach, but they seem to have talent at every position, but they can't put it
Well, not
together.
defense. Defense,
Yeah,
no. Think
defense is a
about
still.
and think about this, man. Look, if you think about all the first round picks that freaking Jay Gruden has got, they're no longer there. None of you talk about
Right.
Chris Greer's first round draft picks. Oh my God, Maron, this guy,
Right.
it pales in comparison to freaking Chris Greer. Chris Greer, like, damn, I need Chris Greer is that small person who hangs out with somebody smaller so he could look taller in comparison. That's what he needs to. No, Chris Greer. Look at all the picks that failed, especially with that defensive end they got from Clemson. Remember?
Yeah. I can't remember his name, but he was a pure failure. But yeah, man. So yeah, I can't pick the Raiders here. I got to go with Green Bay. Then they got a good thing going. That Love Dubes connection. Like Crypto said, he's got his number one guy back. Still got Aaron Jones and then that big guy Dylan in the backfield. As long as the rhythm is right, Green Bay should have a easy time with the Raiders. So I'm going Green Bay.
And Crypto, same. Hey, Green Bay. It's gonna be unanimous, I reckon.
Right.
Green Bay. Oh man. How are you for time, KP, by the way?
Oh, I'm fine, dude.
All right, let me give me about 5 minutes. I'll be back about 8-10 minutes. I'll be right back. All right.
All right, cool.
If you guys want to, well, actually, I was gonna pause it, but before we talk to the Dolphin game, you guys could kind of preview your fantasy league game. Talk about that while I'll be back.
Yeah, you can pause it if you want. That's fine.
Yeah, you can pause it because I'm on my phone. I don't have the fantasy stuff in front of me. So.
All right, cool. All right, now, cool. And here we go. And the last game, of course, you know what the last game is. The best game of all the games is the Miami Dolphins taking on the Giants of New York. By the way, KP, you said the Green Bay too, right?
Yeah, I had Green Bay. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So here we go. This I previewed this on the Smoke Lounge that we have two advantages. We have the home field advantage, the fact that actually three. The home field, the fact that we have one more day than they do, and the other one I would say is the fact that their offensive line has been decimated. If our offensive line situation is bad, theirs is worse. You know, so I'm definitely picking Miami for this Dolphins.
Yeah.
You had to change your heart shake money? What makes you change your mind?
I gotta catch you. That's why.
Listen, you got New York coming off of a Monday night thrashing, right? They got whooped up on Monday Night Football, and then they got to come down into this heat, right, on a Sunday. And they looked horrendous on the Seahawks. Just thrashed.
That would be the biggest of upsets if they pull that unthinkable off against us. That would be the upset of the season.
I won't be surprised if we put another 70 burger up on them. You know what I'm saying? We should thrash this team and thrash them good. Anything less will be disappointing. You know? So
you're saying 70 burger or bust? Is that what you're saying?
Nah, I wish I could. I wish I had enough cojones to predict that. But,
70 burger or bust.
I couldn't believe it when we did it to Denver, man. I was sitting there in shock every time we scored. So, but I don't know, man. We should dominate and dominate easily. I won't be satisfied with anything less. Fins up and always.
Yeah. And I think when the Fins do lose, I tell you what, Fred will be out of hiding again. Because damn, I was listening to your show and I couldn't participate because I was in Sarasota and the freaking where I was that was the freaking the reception was horrible, man. Even for which was shocking. And I'm like, I said, damn, is that Fred's voice? Who's been missing in action?
Right.
The second we lose, his voice. I'm like, that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You talk about somebody coming out of hiding.
You know what's crazy? Even though what's his name said we will lose big, I haven't heard from him all week. Anybody hear from Pete?
No, no.
Which is weird. Your Fred, the one came out of hiding, but it looks like Pete is actually in hiding. You would think Pete would be out here saying, "I told you so," that we were gonna lose the Buffalo like this. I haven't heard from him all week. I haven't seen him on any shows or even in spaces. I think he's laying low, waiting to get us when we get back on the high horse again and start winning big or whatever. And then he'll just come back out of nowhere and start reminding us about the Buffalo game. I think that's what he's doing.
And reminding us to never forget.
But never forget. He can say that y'all listen to me carefully. Don't forget the Buffalo game. Watch. He'll be back Sunday.
Yes, Tua against he looked great, but once he played good competition, he looked like he was abysmal. But look,
right. I think that's why he strategically stayed away from everybody because he's waiting. He's getting locked and loaded.
By the way, one thing I want to do this Friday on the Smoke Lounge. Oh no, this is drive time. My bad. Friday's drive time. Friday and drive time. I'm gonna be looking up tomorrow. I'm gonna be looking up Super Bowl teams for the past 20 years and talk about their biggest losses. You know what I mean? During the regular season. Remember in 2001, Buffalo got hammered by the Buffalo Bills week 1.
The Patriots did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they got destroyed like 31-0, right?
Yeah, and here's another one. The Saints killed the Buccaneers twice. That year they won the Super Bowl. You remember that?
Yeah.
In New Orleans and in Tampa.
Right.
So
they destroyed them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it should be total destruction this weekend, man. No excuses. I expect Christian Wilkins to get back on track and get at least 2 sacks, making it 3 in 5 games. Putting him right on track for that 10. Shake.
Yeah. I hope you like blue and orange.
Blue and orange, what, man? Come on, man.
Oh yeah, I could see that KP on a blue and orange shirt, or blue and orange shirt, man. Instead of that
KP,
P, that
you transform now.
Instead of that P, see that P? I'll make that P blue. The ring is orange, and the shirt will be blue.
No, sir. Let's go Wilkins. Wilkins gonna wreck shop this week. Then you're gonna be nervous, Shake.
Yeah. Oh, you know what I could do too? KP, I'm gonna have the K like with gator teeth. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Listen,
yeah.
I'm from the 305. We ain't never been scared of no damn gators, man.
I could picture it now, and we ain't never been. I'm from Florida. We never been scared of no hurricane.
Well, you should have been out here for Hurricane Andrew, man, and you would have.
Oh shit! I was. Where do you think I was in '92? I was in Miami.
Yeah, we were down in the eye of that storm down here, man, down south. Wow.
Hey man, we may lose property, but we're not scared of it.
Gators.
We evacuate, but we're not scared, especially a
That's got to be
category
something
1.
else like every 9 months preparing for a great storm. I guess that was the only thing that made me apprehensive about moving to Florida. You know, I
Well,
might have to prepare every 9 months to lose my house.
yeah. Well, if you get shutters and stuff like that, no. But the one thing I try to do is, like, for instance, before hurricane season starts, like around the beginning, I buy a bunch of water, batteries, flashlight. I have and then put it in the closet and forget about it. And then after hurricane season, I take all that water out the closet and just drink it.
You got MREs. Y'all got those
No,
little survival kits,
no.
or you can just run off for enough of a local power source like a generator.
Down here, all you need is toilet paper.
Yeah, toilet paper
Just toilet paper
and some batteries
Yeah, it's a joke what happens with the toilet paper down here, Crypto. That's like toilet paper and water. They just disappear off the shelves whenever there's a hurricane run.
Yeah. That's why you gotta, like, for instance, like I said, beginning of hurricane season.
Yeah,
I get myself a stash that way I don't ever have to freaking worry about it.
Yeah,
and gasoline too. You gotta
gasoline, especially if you have a generator. And you get stuff like peanut butter. I get peanut butter crackers, stuff like that. For the kids, we get all high C packs, stuff like that. But we've gotten lucky over the last few years. The last big blow we had down here in South Florida was actually Katrina in 2005 before it went across and then became what it became in New Orleans.
And we also got Wilma too. Don't forget Wilma. Wilma hit us hard.
Oh right, yeah.
Wilma.
Yeah, Wilma had us fleeing to Atlanta. That's right. We went all the way up to Atlanta to try to get out of the way of that thing. But it ended up veering into the Keys, so we didn't really take a direct hit from that.
There was another hurricane.
Think about Fred Flintstone when I hear the name Wilma.
And there was another hurricane before Ian that hit the whole state. I can't remember what it was, but it literally, I mean, it was the size of, it was like bigger than Florida. And it ran up the whole state, hit everybody at one time. No, that wasn't Wilma. That was somebody else, something else. But it was a hurricane before Ian. It hit everybody.
Right. Well, that's the one I was talking about, where we ended up driving all the way to Atlanta, man. On that one, what was the name of that one?
Wasn't Wilma, because Wilma was during it hit it, because that was the year Florida got hit with 4 hurricanes, which was a record.
Yeah, that one.
Charlie.
This one we're talking about was like 2015, 2014.
Yeah, it was 2015 because I was living here. Yeah, it hit the whole state, literally, the whole state.
4 hurricanes, or just one hurricane hit the whole state?
No, during Hurricane Wilma and the one that Katrina, 4, and it was Hurricane. I can't remember the other one. It was Wilma, Charlie, and Katrina hit Florida, and there was another one. I can't remember what it was.
All in the same season?
Yeah, all in the same season hit Florida.
Yeah,
and different states, different parts. And then that year we got that one hurricane. It was just hit everybody. The thing was massive, man. It literally covered the whole state of Florida.
One of the largest hurricanes ever recorded in meteorological history. And it went from the southern tip of the peninsula right up the state, all the way into Georgia. Like, it followed basically I-75 and the Florida Turnpike, right down the middle, all the way north. And it was supposed to, if it would have hit us directly at a category 4 or 5, it would have been worse than Andrew. But it kind of diverted into the Keys a little bit before going up the state. So it was weakened a lot. But yeah, Crypto, man, you don't want to mess with them. Like Andrew, man, I live in a neighborhood there called Perrine.
Homestead was hit the worst. Homestead was hit the worst.
We had the northern eye wall, and it was horrific, man. It was it's the scariest experience of my life, man. We thought we were gonna die. Seeing your roof get blown off.
Because it's not like you can go underground because you're at sea level. So it's like you're in a
Exactly.
precarious situation. Now,
We're,
like a tornado, you got fallout shelters. You can go in silos or
yeah,
bunkers underground, or you
yeah.
could build over above ground bunker, I suppose. Something
And then
that's can
and then
withstand a Category 5. But
and Andrew went across us in record time. It was like 4 or 5 hours, which is relatively fast. The hurricane continued to move from east to west, right over us like a buzzsaw. But that other one was going to be worse because we're going to just sit over us for supposed to sit over us for like a day and a half. At Category 4 or 3, that was
them slow movers, man, those are the killers.
yeah, those are the killers, man. And let me tell you, man, it is a supernatural event, man. When you face the eye of one of these things, I mean, I know you served in the military and may have been in some hairy situations, but um,
But yeah, nothing like the witnessing there. I've been in through
yeah,
tornado watches living in Chicago.
yeah, okay.
Hmm. But Crypto, can you imagine going especially Homestead, some places when in homes this happened in September, right? Yeah,
No, it was August. It
September.
was August. It was August
Yeah, August.
23rd.
Yeah, August. Yeah,
Yeah.
August because my sister got married. Or I have a funny story after that. But I'll tell you after this. But can you imagine going a whole month in the month of August, September, with no AC in Florida? Can you imagine that?
Dude, we went 2 years. Yeah, man.
Holy shit, man!
Yeah, our house was blown down, dude. We had to relocate to up there by you, Shake. We were living off of a
Yeah.
207 and 441 in a house we were rented for a year while our house down here got rebuilt.
Okay.
And so
No, what's funny is my sister got married a week before Hurricane Andrew, and then she went to Hawaii for her honeymoon, and so she avoided that. And then when she came back, Hurricane Nikki hit Hawaii.
well, here's my story, man. That was my senior year in high school, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the spring jamboree before that storm, the spring jamboree, it was my coming out party at running back. I had like 8 carries for like 150 something yards in our spring jamboree. And everybody was like, "Oh, Curry, oh," you know what I'm saying? I was the next guy. I was getting letters of everything was great. And then, man, I was so hyped up for the season to come. And then, man, it just messed up our whole football season, man. We lost games. They
Wow.
delayed the season. Every day I would drive, because traffic was horrendous, all the way up there to 207th and 441 after practice, and then come back down to Killian to practice. I was like exhausted every day. It was the worst possible senior season. I mean, I still was like top 15 in rushing for the county, but I would have done much better in better circumstances. So I'll always lament that, but hey, it was the past. So yeah, but yeah, going into that storm, I was Mr. Invincible, dude. I had no idea it would be that bad.
Damn.
Yeah, it was rough, dude. It humbled you real quick, man.
I imagine it is a humbling experience. But out of all the natural disasters,
Mhm.
I would probably still say tornadoes. The worst is probably earthquake by far.
Yeah,
Because there's no escape.
yeah,
The ground is literally opening up beneath you and moving.
Well,
You
yeah,
know what I'm
because there's
saying?
no
Things
tractor.
can
There's no
fall.
tractor.
It's like, oh, yeah, and then unless you got a helicopter, you can hover above it for God knows how long until
Well,
the event's over.
and
But
the thing about tornadoes, there's tornado warning. So you know what I'm saying, they look for conditions. So it's not like
Or-
a tornado, but earthquakes, there's no like, hey, there's going to be an earthquake warning. Be underneath.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
they've gotten smarter with that shake. They got seismologists that can
Mhm.
like certain shifts in the seismic shifts and stuff.
And the
They
plates
can
and stuff.
measure it
Yeah.
to
Oh, yeah.
determine what's the next one going to be and
But here's the thing
estimate
with
the scale.
hurricanes. Hurricanes
But it
give
comes
birth to
instantly though.
Yeah. Hurricanes though give birth to like dozens of tornadoes. You know what I'm saying? That's what really causes the destruction. Near the eye wall.
Small scale, yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
they're just dozens of small.
Miniature.
So you might have like on a street, like 4 or 5 houses in a row just totally demolished, and then one left totally alone because of
Yeah,
the path of
tornadoes
the winds.
can happen that way exactly.
So
One of them left alone. Yeah, I wouldn't. That the earthquake is just so when the ground is moving and violently,
yeah, you
or it could
lose
just simply
total.
just open up. If you're in
Yeah,
an unlucky
gravity and
spot,
your
it
relation
could
to the
just take
ground.
you. You could be
Yeah,
done. You could be buried alive in an
yeah.
earthquake. That's got to
That
be the
one that
most
hit
horrific
Morocco.
thing.
There was a
You
major
know.
one that hit Morocco a couple months ago, and the people there, they were so freaked out that nobody wanted to sleep inside anymore afterwards. Everybody was sleeping outside for fear
Mm-hmm.
of the aftershocks.
Of making the building cave in on you. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I would be a total outdoorsman too if that's the case. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? At least I know a place that if I'm outdoors, I
Mm-hmm.
build something that's lightweight, just enough where if if it falls and collapses on me, I won't get killed by it.
Right.
That won't be the one that do me in. It would have to be the ground itself opening up and swallowing me for
Yeah.
me to go. You know what I'm saying? Versus the freaking a 70-ton piece of cement fell out the freaking sky and knocked you out,
Yeah.
and you
Pins you.
survived it.
Yeah, that's the worst part.
You'd rather be
Surviving that.
dead at that point.
Yeah, where there's no way of them removing the rubble from you, but you're still alive down there.
Mm-hmm.
That's the
Exactly.
worst way
It's
to die.
earth. That's why I
Oh
say earthquakes is the worst natural
Uh,
disaster to
no.
go through.
you're
There's so
alive, but
much
then
can go wrong.
if they remove one slab, then the weight will shift and kill you anyway. So it's nothing
Hmm
anybody can do. But
Or
just
freaking steel beam is just
yeah,
it's sitting on your leg and you're pinned to the ground.
yeah,
And you
Hey,
waiting for the rescue person, somebody come rescue you because you got a freaking 80-ton steel beam pin you to the ground.
hey, I
Oh
tell you
man.
what, crypto. If people have a hard time sleeping now at 4:15 in the morning, hearing this conversation is really going to give them a hard time to go to sleep.
yeah, yeah.
Right, exactly. There you go, like man, that crypto is talking about freaking steel beams pinning them to the ground after a massive earthquake.
Oh man, no, actually the worst. I figured out the worst way to die. I remember when I was in the Dominican Republic, they have this.
Uh-huh.
They have a hole in the ground, right? And you could drop a penny in there. It's like it's like a little lake, right? It's like a little pond underneath the outhouse. So
Mm-hmm.
it's of course, what they're doing, pee and shit, whatever. So it's can you imagine
Mm-hmm.
falling in that little pond and drowning in that? Ugh, that would be the worst
Right.
way to die.
Yeah. Yeah, there were massive things about like you said, in worse ways to die, the drowning event is definitely have to be ranked up there
Yeah,
as
but
high as
drowning in an outhouse.
in and
Yeah.
outhouse, exactly. Right. Oh God.
Yeah,
Being
I
so
mean,
that you would rather just be pure water, you know what I'm saying? If you had a
yeah,
choice. Not an
yeah.
outhouse, drowning in an
I've
outhouse.
always
Oh man.
imagined what would happen if, like, you're in a plane crash that crashed over the ocean, but you managed to survive and get out of the
Hmm.
plane, but you're like in the middle of the ocean, and you
And
know,
you just lunch for sharks?
yeah, man, that's freaking
Yeah.
insane.
th- yeah, being eaten alive, burned alive, anything being consumed alive or anything like that, it's got to be the worst. Because anything short of instant death, if you're living through the event,
Hmm.
that's
Yeah,
what makes it the most fearful. You know what I'm saying? But if you just die instantly, it don't matter because you don't feel nothing. I suppose
you
after
don't
that,
feel
right?
much. You would
So
imagine.
yeah, because
I
you're
mean, no one's
gone.
come back. No one's come back and reported it to us. Whether you feel pain in the afterlife, with
It when you once you actually been declared dead, he's like,
yeah,
okay, this guy's clinically dead. There's no more brain activity. I guess that's the official when they
mhm,
officially pronounce you, no more brain activity. Once that happens, are you doing it because you figure that there's no more nerve, there's no more your nervous system completely shut off, so the
right.
pain receptors are gone, right?
Yeah,
Theoretically,
yeah,
right?
yeah. But the pain is
So
a warning
as
to
far as
keep
the
you alive,
physical
right?
body, right? As far as the physical body, I suppose once your brain dies, there's no more pain. in the physical, from that aspect, from the physiological, because there's no more pain receptors. The nerves don't have nothing to respond or react to,
Right,
you know,
right.
right? But the brain telling itself, "Oh, I feel pain in my lower leg." Well, if you're dead, the brain can't tell you
Mhm.
that you have pain in your lower leg,
Yeah, but
So
the worst is the fear, the brain perception of fear, combined with
yeah,
pain,
right.
like,
And
damn,
if
I'm
you're
here.
drowning, you
Yeah,
feeling it, right? Until the
yeah,
brain, the oxygen is completely left, and then I guess you suppose you don't feel it no more. Like you said, no one's come back to say,
yeah,
"Oh yeah, I felt it all the way through, and I'm still feeling it."
yeah,
Yeah.
Then we may have to redefine what's the definition of death at that point, right?
yeah.
You're like, well, are you really dead if you came back to tell the story of it? Or you're a zombie. Well, I guess you can be, because zombies. Isn't that the whole theory of zombie movies? Walking
Hmm.
Dead.
The Walking Dead, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
People got these shotguns and blowing them into pieces, and they're still coming after you just to get a bite. Like, what the hell?
Ah,
Yeah. They're
yeah.
they're searching for
Zombies.
brains.
They're searching for people's brain to munch on.
They feed
Well,
on.
well,
That's
I tell you
I've
what. I tell
always
you what.
hated
People in
zombie
Buffalo.
movies,
People
though.
in Buffalo are safe. I could tell you that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are. People in Buffalo are safe, Shake Money. I've always hated zombie movies in theory, because
Hmm.
not it was always it was too repetitious. It was like, okay, this person was killed by a zombie, got bit by a zombie, becomes a zombie, and then the process repeats itself.
Yeah.
Kind of like it's kind of like a different version of being a vampire. Even though I like vampire movies like Dracula and all that, right? But it's the same theory in principle. If a vampire bites you, if he saves your life, you become a vampire and you
Yeah.
repeat the process.
Well,
You know what I'm saying? You
well,
get bloodthirsty and then they become vampires,
the archetype,
because you fed off them and you saved them.
the archetype for the zombie, right? Before the zombie was actually created, but the idea that gave birth to it was was Richard Matheson's I Am Legend, his
Hmm.
1954 novel.
Okay.
And his vampires there were not, your stereotypical vampire. They were essentially what would become the zombie later on.
Right.
Um, and it was released in 1954. And
Hmm.
as with the vampire archetype, it was a metaphor for ethnic fear in Eastern Europe, like the Slavic people. I don't remember exactly, but the whole idea for the vampire was a metaphor for fear of
Hmm.
these ethnic groups coming to take over, and Matheson essentially adopts that in 1954 as a metaphor for Black people getting civil rights. So,
Hmm.
so the
Right.
zombie slash vampire were supposedly Black people, free and able to roam around, and his
Oh
fear
wow.
of them gaining access to the women and
Hmm.
stuff, he translated into that vampire that he created there. So
Uh,
there's some interesting connections there, but don't want to go too far down that line.
by
But
the
yeah,
way, speaking of which,
Exactly.
mhm.
you ever seen the movie Night of the Living Dead, the original black and white version?
Yeah,
Original. Yeah,
yeah.
black and white. Yeah,
And
that's
who's
the
the
one I'm
guy?
Right.
talking about. That's like the curse.
And see,
That's
see,
the
see,
first official zombie movie, actually.
Yep. Night of the Living
and
Dead is
and
there.
he and the thing that tripped me out that you said, the theory that you said, because it got
Mhm.
me thinking when I seen that movie is the black dude. He finally came out. Hey, I'm alive. Did he think he was a zombie, or did he shoot him because he was a black dude in the South, or wherever it was? I don't know if it was in the South or not,
Hmm.
but you know what I'm saying.
Right.
Yeah.
They shoot
The
him
guy,
because he's
hey,
white
he was talking and everything. I'm alive, and all of a sudden he shoots him. The cop shoots him at the end.
at the end,
Hmm.
thinking he was a
Never seen that? You
zombie.
know what I'm talking about? You seen the movie?
I don't
Yeah,
quite remember it
I vaguely
right now,
remember
but
it.
I
Yeah.
did see it at one point.
Okay, yeah, there was a black dude in the movie, and he survived.
Mm-hmm.
And so
Hmm.
in the morning, the police come, and he comes out and says, "Hey, I'm alive, help me, whatever. And the cop, I don't know if he thinks he's a zombie or something like that, and he ends up shooting the guy. The police do.
Okay.
So, and
Yeah,
that's how it ends.
I was gonna say, Shake, how do you kill a zombie?
You blow his brains out, I guess. That's how I was taught.
That's the only way, right?
Yeah, blow his brains out.
Well, the answer would be he's already dead. You can't be killed.
Well, that's why you blow his head off. That's why you blow his head off, because he can't.
You kill him a second time. He can't. Right. I'm like, well, if a zombie is already dead, that's what makes him a zombie, and he's moving around. How does he die?
Yeah, that's true. I'm gonna kill you.
The true answer would be is to bring him back to life. That way he won't be a zombie no more.
Well, yeah, George
Romero. How you kill a
zombie. Romero is the guy who adapted the Matheson story into the zombie in 1968 when he created that Night of the Living Dead. You know, and interestingly enough, the term for it, like to be alive but dead, is the Latin word necro, necro, which is like the root of words like, you know, necromancer, necrophiliac, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then strangely enough, that word necro is close to the racial epithet and classification Negro, C and G. And I don't want to go too deep with it, but C and G are etymologically related. You know, the letter G evolves out of the letter C. And when you consider what being a Negro meant for the greater part of American history, it meant want to be alive, but legally and socially dead in society. So it's almost the Walking Dead were, you know. But we don't want to get too deep.
I appreciate that. So anyway, before let's wrap this thing up.
You might want to edit this last conversation out.
Yeah, I mean, I think we've had worse conversations than this.
Right.
It's 3:00 in the morning, so it's 4:00 in the morning.
So. You might as well talk about zombies, right? I mean, it's about the time you pop in.
I mean, that's
Living
this,
Dead,
this,
anyways, right?
That's
listen. Rerun of it.
I remember watching. That's one of the things I liked about watching the Finn's Tailgate was I'll be playing my video games, listening to the replays, and obviously back in the day, one of my favorite things to do was listen to Crypto and I can't what's his name, the guy who I can't think of his name right now. Who cut it out?
Oh, you talking about Brian Terry?
Brian Terry.
Yeah, Crypto and Brian Terry. Those were the when they went back and forth. Those are the best. I miss him.
That dude was funny, man.
Brian Terry, yeah.
Yeah, cut it out.
Oh yeah.
He did a complete 180 on Tua, though. He did a 180 on Tua. He used to be the biggest Tua stan, and then he was the ultimate Tua hater before disappearing.
He went 180, right? Yeah, he did.
Now he's disappeared into the ethos, into the.
He's like, cut it out, knock it off.
Yeah.
Well, crypto, and anybody, to be honest with you, was entertaining. But the fact that they went, and then of course, as the night rolled on, and there was very few, Dolphins related topics, we started talking about different topics and learning things new. You know what I'm saying? So I think this is this is one of the reasons I'm kind of glad I had you on here, because after we did our pick'em, we had a nice little discussion on and before the way I'll end it on this note. What does a necrophiliac and a beer drinker have in common?
And a beer drinker. There's butts for you.
They both like to go home and crack open a cold one.
Hey, and the conversation is totally good. It is October. It is October Halloween month, so
Halloween month. That's true. Yeah, you're right. We're in the swing of things, right? Time to go get the jack-o'-lanterns and the goblins and the ghouls and whatever you got. Put them in your yard and whatever. Get the lights.
Hey man, like I said, there's a 3-game difference between me and Crypto. Crypto, you could cut it down to a one league game, or I could expand it
You can expand it, right?
to seven games.
Right.
Let's hope for the latter.
No doubt.
So
Cut it
with
down
that
to
being
one.
yeah, cut it out, crypto. No. With that being said, KP, what are your final thoughts? And thank you for joining us, man.
There
Hey,
you go, man. It was fun, man. It was fun, man. And hey, it's a good way to get ready for the fantasy football week ahead, thinking about the matchups and what's ahead. So, thank you for the opportunity, Shake and Mr.
problem.
Crypto. I forgive
Oh,
you for
yeah, it's
beating
been
me
a
this
pleasure.
week and weekly. It's good that you got your first win. You know what I'm saying? Still on
Right.
top of the league at 3-1 though, looking down at everybody else. So,
Oh
Yeah.
man, don't worry, I'm coming.
yeah. Well, yeah,
That's right.
appreciate it, man. Fins up, everybody, and let's put it
Fins up,
on the New York
everybody.
Giants this weekend. That's
New
all.
York Football Giants.
And
Yeah.
crypto, your final thoughts.
Oh, nothing, man. We on to the Giants, the G-Man, New York Football Giants, and man, we got to
Yeah.
get this win to
Yeah.
bounce back because there will be hell to pay if the unthinkable happens and they do the any given Sunday and beat us.
Yeah.
So you think that actually this will be worse than the Buffalo loss. We'll forget about the
Worcestershire,
Buffalo loss so fast
the
if we
Worcestershire
drop this
sauce.
game.
Oh,
This will be detrimental to
yo,
drop this
hey,
game.
I tell you
So
what,
yeah, we got to
if
get
we
back
lose
on.
this game, it'll be like Frankenstein, pitchforks and torches.
Right, exactly. Pitchforks and torches. Will we be burning down the whole town? This
Oh
month
yeah.
is burning down. but, but yeah,
So
we should be able to get this victory, but we better not. But we got 3 hours to correct it, to have a course
yeah,
correction. The
yeah, man.
NFL gave us 3 hours of time to course correct.
This
We got to
Saturday night,
make hay
the
happen.
cryptocurrency, the currency connection will be meeting for the first time. So I can't wait,
Right.
man.
We'll be meeting. I'll be there in South Florida,
Oh yeah,
sunny South Florida.
I'll have some E&J brandy and apple juice waiting for you, bro.
Oh yeah, my pleasure, man.
All right,
Definitely
man.
looking forward to it.
So with that being said, hey man, listen. Please hit the like button, subscribe if you're new. We're doing this every week, and and we're gonna drop eventually. We're gonna drop some other episodes. We're gonna be dropping a report card. Me and Crypto, if you want to join KP, you want to on the season, halfway point. You know what I mean? So we have other plans for more shows coming up in the near future. But as of now, I just want to say fins up and either take your ass to work or take your ass to bed. Either way, I'm out of here.
Right.
Peace.
Exactly.